Welcome to the Fret Friends Podcast, a guitar and music podcast here to instruct, inform, and showcase. Fret Friends is a podcast from AP Guitar, a music tuition business established in 2012, which provide lessons, workshops, and courses to students all over the world. So here's your host, Adam Picard.
Yes, hi all. As the gentleman said, my name is in fact Adam, and I am your host for Fret Friends Podcast, a podcast by AP Guitar, which is my company, and I run lessons, workshops, video courses, and the AP Guitar Master Program. You can find out more, the program in Prague, or the program that is worldwide. You can find out more information on www.apguitar.co.uk. And first of all, I'd like to say a huge thank you because I checked my stats this week and I have listeners in 30 different countries right now. That is 30, which I cannot believe. It's incredible for me and it makes me very happy, as you can probably tell, and may it continue. So on today's episode, and for those who don't already know, I am also a wedding singer. The wedding singer, in fact. It's my second business out of two, and I started it in 2018, and it's brilliant. I love performing in front of people. Maybe I even need to perform in front of other people. I don't know, but the thing is, it's the other thing that I do from AP Guitar. Now, I would have loved to have titled this episode "Nice Wedding Guests," because for every idiot there are about 500 legends, but simply put, nice wedding guests is not catchy enough. Would you watch EastEnders or Home and Away, if that's still a thing, or Neighbours, etc., if the story was nice every time? Like, oh, hello, Ian. Oh, yeah, hi, Phil. Yeah, how are you? Good, yeah, you. Oh, have a lovely day. No, we want crime. We want controversy. It makes us feel normal, blah, blah. I mean, it's not going to pull anyone in, is it? So sometimes I do forget the nice comments from guests, which is bad. But the rude guests, however, I remember them. And let's be honest, that's why you're here, because nice guys finish last, apparently. And so just following on from that, I have played many, many weddings, and the majority of the venue staff and the guests are absolutely incredible, especially this year. I don't know, it's felt very fresh this year. Possibly I've had sort of wedding fatigue for a couple of years previous. That's completely gone. I've had nothing but complete professionalism from the staff at every single venue this year. Everyone's been lovely and helpful and accommodating. Actually, couldn't believe it this year. I don't know what it is. But yeah, this is the first year that I can really say that. And the wedding couples that book me are, of course, lovely. And a lot of them keep in touch afterwards. So I just want to emphasize that I love that part of my job and I love performing for people. But there are some interesting is a good word, people out there. Now, I've got one story about a specific person that I'm going to say. And then I have another one which is about a type of guest in general. Now, since thinking about this, I have thought of a couple more, so maybe I'll do another episode a bit later on. But I'm going to start with this. So we're going to call this story, The Guy in Surrey. So I was playing in a wedding venue. It was a few years ago, at a venue I'd played at a couple of times before, and it was a really nice and easy setup, a classic setup for me, 1.5 hours drinks reception. Normal, no dramas. Most of the time when I perform at drinks receptions, the crowd is fairly sober, especially at the start. Mainly they're sort of dying for a drink after sitting in the ceremony and for half an hour or an hour, and now they're put in a room with loads of friends, strangers, people they haven't seen since school. I mean, you've all been there, so you know what I'm talking about. Basically, it's a bit of an awkward period made easier by alcohol. So I'm singing along. there's a group of guys in front of me. They all look like friends. I don't know, there's like 5 or 6 of them, blue suits, brown shoes, you know the drill. And I'm about an hour into my set, so you know what's happening. I'll play songs you know, new songs, old songs, everything in between. No one's crowd surfing, but no one's falling asleep. And people usually stay quite far away from me because I'm either outside or the rooms are big enough that you don't need to be near me. Now, I'm not sure, but this might have been a winter wedding, and so people were definitely inside. I can't remember what time of year it was, but I was in a room that wasn't small, but it wasn't huge, and so people were closer to me. So this guy, who is in a group of about 5 people, he has his back to me, and he's getting quite close to me, which is fine. Sometimes people do, and they knock into you, and that's okay, right? So I'm using a mic stand, and it's a boom mic stand that has that arm that goes outwards as well as the arm that goes vertically. So it goes out at an angle. So I'm starting to clock him and not really getting a great vibe from this guy, but who knows? I don't know him. So he knocks into me whilst his arms are flying around everywhere, like explaining some story to his mates, probably about how small his is, and he makes no apology or even turns around. And one of his mates, seemingly friends with him, says, he looks at me and he says, "Sorry, mate," and he does that like wedding geezer kind of wink to me. I'm like, okay, all right, yeah. So I carry on as usual. These things happen. That's okay. So a couple of minutes later, the guy does it again, with his arms flying around everywhere, explaining some story to his mates, probably, you guessed it, about how small his is. So this time I see red, and I stopped immediately because the mic went against my teeth, and I'm like, no. So I couldn't help it. You just stop. And you got to remember, I'm on my own. So when I stop, all the music stops because I'm singing and playing guitar. So if I stop, there's nothing there. So, and I am professional, but of course I'm going to say, but. I said to him, "What the fuck are you doing? You know, okay, I'm professional, but also I'm a human being." So it stops there, and he does this like weird little smirk whilst his friends are looking at me awkwardly. I think his friends are normal. So I then feel bad for stopping. I'm like, oh God, I should have just carried on. So I continue immediately. Anyway, the guy disappears, and I'm like, okay, maybe he's just, I don't know, maybe he went to toilet to check on the size of his, and I continue. It's not really the worst thing that's happened, but I'm on guard, but there are fights at weddings that does happen. I've seen 2 that I can remember at weddings that I've played at. So he returns to his circle, and I'm like, oh God, I just can't wait for this set to be over with now. I'm doing everything I can. I'm singing the songs like I'm acting, singing the songs. I'm almost there. I'm possibly about half an hour from the end. And as I'm thinking to myself, let's just finish these songs, pack up, and let's just get out of here. I don't want any trouble or anything. This guy clearly has something against me. I don't know what it is. It's not like, I'm being paid to be here. That is why I'm here. If you want attention, you could get it somewhere else, maybe when you're at work. I don't know. So I love performing the song Is This Love by Bob Marley, and it's usually in my set. Now, I have a large repertoire of songs that couples can pick their set lists from if they like. They can choose their entire set from my entire repertoire. And this couple they had picked this song, Is This Love by Bob Marley. Now, as I'm playing this song, he turns his face to the side, but not facing me directly, and shouts, "We're white, not black." Now, just in case I misunderstood what he meant and I have some paranoia about misrepresentation or something, I continue to play, but I'm really shook up because I'm like, what is he thinking, and what is next from this guy? Because it's getting worse and worse, really. Regardless, I am a professional. If I say that enough times, maybe I'll believe it. And I've only stopped once so far with this guy. I've only stopped playing once, and that's because the microphone was shoved into my teeth. So I carry on. But it's just the most awkward thing ever. And I've only got a few songs left. So I'm like, just get through it. Let's just get through it. Just get through it. Think about when you're packing up in your car and you're on your way home and it's all good, baby. So the last 3 songs, because I have a little bit of and I like to be annoying if I can, I decided to play the last 3 songs all by black artists. I thought, fuck you. So I remember I played 2 songs by the same artist, even Sam Cooke, back to back, which I never played the same artist back to back, but I thought, you know what, have it. So I heard nothing from this guy. He probably didn't even know who Sam Cooke was. Most racist people in this country only know the black footballers who they boo when they lose, and maybe Bob Marley. So that's the story about the guy in Surrey. Some reason, as I say, the bad ones stick with you, and he did, unfortunately. Okay, lastly, I wanted to make one point about something that's slightly related, but not. And it's funny because I was thinking about this the other day when I was thinking about this episode. And then one of my friends, Matt, he started telling me about the same thing when he used to perform at weddings himself. And he said exactly the same thing. I couldn't believe it. He was a mind reader. But no, it's because it's obviously a thing. Not just for me. It's just a thing for people who perform. It happens to people that perform in public places. It's annoying. It's really annoying. It's really rude. It's not appreciated one tiny bit. And if you listen to this, I don't think that you do this because I think that you're nice. Because I probably know you, and if I don't, guitar people are nice. So, I genuinely cannot comprehend people thinking that this is okay. And it's happened so many times. And I used to be so confused when it happened. Most of the time it's done in an innocent way, but regardless, it's not okay. And it is, drum roll, woo! People starting conversations with you whilst you are singing. I don't get it. What do you think happens when I talk back? Well, the song stops. I'm not a DJ. So if you talk to me, I stop playing so I can talk back to you because I'm the only one playing. I'm singing and playing the guitar. So the music stops, not just for you, but it stops for everyone else. When I eat out, I don't go into the kitchen and start talking to the chef. I mean, that's a bad example because the chef isn't singing, but so I don't go to church, but if I did, I wouldn't walk up to the vicar at a Sunday morning service whilst he's speaking to everyone and say, hey man, that was a really good set. You're really good at talking. Because then you see. Anyway, I have this thing now that when it happens, I stop singing because they're nice. They're always saying nice things. So I stop singing, but I continue to play guitar as they talk so that the music doesn't completely cut out. It is a bit weird though, because obviously I've stopped singing. So that's the last thing on it. Okay, so that wraps up this episode. Season 2, episode 3, Rude Wedding Guests. And I do hope that you enjoyed it and that you're enjoying this season where I've switched things up a little bit. If you do, please rate and review it on your podcast platform. That would be very useful and helpful and appreciated. And if you'd like any more information on my lessons, workshops, video courses, or the AP Guitar Master Program, please visit www.apguitar.co.uk. And if you'd like to contact me directly, you can send a text through the show notes, or you can email me on contact@apguitar.co.uk. So have fun, everybody, and I'll see you at the next one.